Previously on Starting Over, Towanda worked towards her goal of becoming an alternative rock singer. The stress in Josie's life made her seek out advice on how to be a healthy parent.
When I want her to go to sleep and she won't go to sleep, like, I lose it. Like, I'm so mad and frustrated.
She's got to find more ways to stay calm and cool when she doesn't feel like she can.
Cassie, the newest roommate, opened up about giving up her son for adoption during her struggle with drugs and alcohol.
I was in no way able to support a child, and I did not want a child growing up the way I did.
It was the hardest thing I ever had to do.
And a comment Sommer made created enormous tension.
I mean, as far as African Americans go, more often than not, I'm not attracted to them. I hate to say this because most of the time black guys tend to be a little bit, they need mom.
And a special meeting didn't end the division.
It's not a big deal to you. However, it's a big deal for me.
If I become a prejudiced bitch now,
Today, racism is in the house. This has been going on for a few days. It's been going on between T and Sommer.
I'm personally not feeling the tension in the house. If it's there, it's because there may be some individuals who hadn't spoken the things that they really wanted to speak on. I've said everything that I wanted to say to Sommer, and she is what she is, and that's it.
I'm ashamed, I'm embarrassed, I'm sad, I'm relieved, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed. I'm so many things. This situation has brought a lot of different issues that I'm dealing with to a head.
Oh, how funny. Okay.
I'm leaving Josie a note with a bathrobe and a little outfit for Chloe to make them feel comfortable and safe, because I have a special guest coming to visit them.
How cute. What does it say? It says, give yourself over to the experience of the day. Good morning, Josie and Chloe. Please change and get comfortable. A special visitor will be coming at 8 a.m. I'll stop by after.
A masseuse?
Enjoy, Rhonda.
So I take it you've heard that I'm the psychologist.
Yes.
Now I'd like to know a little bit about you. So why don't you begin by telling me what you think is important for me to know about you?
Okay, number one, I'm in recovery from alcoholism and drug addiction, and that's very important to me because I feel like if I don't have that, I don't have anything.
How long in recovery?
11 years.
Great. Tell me why it's so important to you.
Because I know from the bottom of my core, if I ever drink again, I'm dead. That's
So you're worried that if you don't maintain your sobriety,
Yes.
that you'll just flip right back into
Yes.
the destructive behaviors?
Yes.
Okay. Cassie, how many years did you have a problem, do you feel?
from the time I was 14.
Until 30.
Yeah, and I had the behavior long before that.
And your drug of choice was alcohol?
Alcohol and over-the-counter drugs. NyQuil, Benadryl, all that, anything that would numb you.
Yeah, all the depressants.
Yes,
These are all
so you would
depressants.
numb the pain.
So why were you numbing the pain? Tell me a little bit about now why you had so much pain in your life that you needed to numb yourself.
Childhood abuse, emotional, physical, sexual. A teenager molested me when I was 5 to 9 or 10. And then an attempted rape on me. Another person tried to drown me in a bathtub. And growing up in an alcoholic home, the constant fear, the constant yelling. And so I grew up with all that fear inside of me. And so it was like alcohol helped me escape
Sure.
But then it only caused more problems and more destructive behavior.
It felt like it was survival for you at the time.
Yes, definitely.
But it wasn't a great type of survival.
No.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you Josie?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm a reflexologist.
Okay.
Rhonda sent me to work on you and Chloe.
Yay, all right.
Okay. Reflexology is a safe and nurturing touch. I'm here today to hopefully teach Josie some techniques to relax and to comfort her baby Chloe.
Now, like, what does it do with, like, the whole deal with the hands, like doing the relaxation part for the hands?
It helps a lot of things, actually. For example, if you have a headache, you can hold right here in the whip between your finger and thumb. It can help relieve your headache or migraine.
Josie has a hard time accepting physical touch from anyone, and that's why I've chosen a reflexologist instead of a full-body massage expert, because I want Josie to start small.
And this is really relaxing, especially for babies. You just hold their earlobes. Well, it'll be perfect to relax her just before her nap.
Yeah, that'll be great, actually.
Almost done. Should we let her have a turn?
Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
a little jealous right now.
Okay. And then down in here. Just real lightly if she has tummy trouble.
It's really exciting to be able to find out natural remedies that I, as a mother, can provide for my daughter, Chloe. There's just another thing that I can have to use to bond with my daughter.
Okay. That's it. She's adorable. She was so good.
She sings.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Right. Good luck.
Thanks.
See you. Congratulations on your baby.
Thank you.
You spent much of your adolescence and young adult life drinking and doing drugs to the point where were you in and out of trouble? Were you in and out of programs, in and out of jail? What happened?
I would check myself into hospitals, faking kidney stones. And so when I didn't have a place to stay, I would have drugs if I stay, food. And then eventually they caught up with me and handcuffed me to the hospital bed and held me.
Starting at what age is this?
I started that probably about 18.
Hello?
Towanda.
Yes.
You sat in probably what was one of the most difficult situations a person of color could experience. And I understand,
Okay.
From what I've heard, handled yourself with grace and elegance.
Rhonda just shared with me about a group discussion that sparked a very heated conversation about the topic of race. I'm calling Towanda just to support her after having gone through such a difficult experience alone.
It's okay.
Well, it's not okay.
Well, what I mean by it's okay is that I just feel that a lot of African Americans have to deal with it.
Yeah, every day.
Every day.
Well, I'm sorry that in the midst of your healing,
Right.
you had to deal with this.
Well, it's
And you did a
me
good
heal.
job.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. But you did good.
Thank you so much. If nothing else, it's making me stronger.
I know. That's good. If there's anything you're feeling, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
darling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Boy, I am really glad that yesterday's discussion on race hasn't taken Towanda off of her healing path. However, I'm pretty sure that we haven't heard the last of this topic yet.
You're just like the loud, like,
For me, it's scary.
Kim and Sommer and myself are choosing to voice our opinions about how Josie is loud and pushes people away.
So how did it feel to be touched?
It was nice.
Easy, hard?
It wasn't really hard, it was different.
And when was the last time you were touched?
Like that?
Yeah, without having sex. You know, not having a, not sexual way, but just intimate touch.
I don't even know when.
And have you ever been touched by men or women that you weren't sexual with?
Yeah.
Our largest organ, skin, needs to be acknowledged and touched. And I think most human beings forget that. I think we forget about it, and then we're starved for affection because we don't have affection on a daily basis. Because this is my experience. I'm just going to come sit next to you for a minute.
All right.
No, I'm coming to sit next to you.
Okay.
So go ahead and grab my hand. Like, just, you're patting me on the hand or you're feeling connected to me. Like I'm maybe crying. How would you reach out to me? I'm crying.
Okay. I probably would just rub your hand.
And what if I kept my hand really stiff like this and didn't acknowledge your rub? How would you feel?
That you're very upset and tense and scared.
When I gave you your steps, I went over and I grabbed your hand and I said, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited. And you're like,
I've noticed that. I felt bad about it. I was just like, that makes me feel bad because I really do love Rhonda a lot. And I really am proud of myself, and I didn't even let her acknowledge it with me. And I just felt like I robbed myself of that.
And I've noticed that when I go to hug you sometimes you'll let me hug you, and sometimes you're just like, a little stiff. And I think that when we don't allow ourselves to be affectionate or connected by physical touch, this isn't sexual, me touching you. It's just friends and it's just affection. I think that we then act out because we're starved. What I'm concerned about more than anything is you have Chloe. You have Chloe, and Chloe's very affectionate, and she touches and she loves on you. But this isn't enough for you, Josie. You're a woman. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm just talking about affection.
I'm perfectly content with just...
How long will that last? How long?
I don't know. It scares me because I know she's not going to let it happen long.
So you've done a lot of work, and you still have other issues. And I know you've come to starting over house with one big issue, and that is that you gave up a child when you were 23 years old for adoption, and you're now thinking about reconnecting with that child.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
It was supposed to be an open adoption, and I saw him last when he was 3 years old.
And open adoption meant what to you? What did you think
That he would grow up knowing that he was adopted, and he would grow up knowing who I was.
Why is it important for you now to reconnect with him?
Because...
there's something missing for you.
Yeah.
If you think today about how you'd like this all to turn out, tell me what you think the outcome would look like. Describe it to me.
That through it all, he'll know that he was loved, and that I did it out of love because I wasn't able to give him the life he deserved, and that he was wanted, and that the adopted parents know how grateful I am for what they did.
You knew that you couldn't do it. That was a gift you gave him. So that you have to be proud of yourself for. So you have your work cut out for you.
Yes, I do, but I want to do it.
Do you want it to be Chloe's responsibility for you to have affection in your life? Do you want to put that burden on her?
No.
Josie wants to be the best mother possible. She wants to be a healthy parent. And right now, I think she's frozen. She doesn't know how to move forward. How do you start touching and reaching out and to not be sexual? Josie has to discover that. I'm just talking about reaching out. Girlfriend to girlfriend. Friend to friend. Allowing yourself to need somebody.
That's just too scary.
What's going to happen if you did that?
Because it may not be real and it may go away.
And so let's say it goes away. Let's say that you and I don't hold hands ever again. Does that mean this wasn't real? Did this not fulfill you for a moment? Did this not connect?
No, I don't think so. No, that's not what I think. I think it did.
So can you be the one reaching out to other people and connecting?
Yeah. But that would be opening myself up again to everyone. And
creating a circle again, and I don't trust that anymore.
Why not? Josie wants everything to last forever. And if there's no guarantee, she doesn't want to even try to pursue it. What Josie doesn't understand is that she's losing out on so many of life's pleasures. If there's no intimacy between you and your friends, if there's no connection in front of her, that it's normal for people to touch and to connect and to have a connection without sex, how is she going to learn that? I would like you to practice touching, connecting with your housemates. So are you willing to practice today?
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So, I know that a few groups ago you talked to Dr. Stan about sex versus sensuality. How'd you feel about talking to a man about that subject?
It's just kind of weird talking to another man other than a person that you're intimate with about intimacy.
So is sex and sensuality intimate?
I believe it is.
Okay. And are there other forms of intimacy?
Hugging,
What else?
holding hands.
Holding hands,
Kissing.
kissing. So what are some of your experiences of intimacy that make you really feel good about yourself, and what are some of your fears?
One of my fears is that there'll be a time when I'll just have to live needy. Like, there won't be people around to fill it.
What about telling yourself the truth?
Yeah.
Honesty. Towanda, not in your head?
Oh, definitely. Being honest with myself and then being honest with others helps my intimacy.
Okay. I think that's a fear too, is like that you're going to open up to somebody. And there's that fear of, I just exposed myself very much and you didn't want it.
So are you saying to me that intimacy is a risk?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Is intimacy always a risk?
I think it's a risk all the time, 24/7, for me. Due to the fact that if I do get close and I do like love on you, like touch you and hold you and like just want you to do it back with me, that it's gonna go away.
So how does everybody feel about what Josie said about her inability to reach out and have intimacy?
Well, I think it's apparent in her anger too.
I thought I did everything possible in my power to make everybody feel like I appreciated them helping with Chloe. You did. But obviously I didn't, because it got thrown in my face last night, and that pissed me off even more. I'm just talking to you. If I was mad, I would be doing like this, and this would be screaming. This is an abrasive tone. Kim, you don't even care to find out what happened. You just want everybody to believe you.
That's how she keeps people away, because if she was really had this soft-spoken, and so if you're having a conversation, then you're going to be drawn to go hug her or to touch her. So I think that could be part of why she developed that part of her
Personality loud, so that you have to actually step back? That's really great information.
I've noticed the same thing, that the loud, like, "Rah!" and you're just like, okay, I'll just stay over here.
Well, it's scary. I mean, for me, it's scary.
the aggressive, like, loudness. It's your way of asking for affection or intimacy.
Kim and Sommer and myself are choosing to voice our opinions about how Josie is loud and kind of pushes people away. It's really difficult for us. But I'm glad that we're doing it, because I think it's good practice for Josie to take constructive criticism and not blow up.
Okay, you gonna take a breath? Because you have a tendency not to breathe.
Yeah, I stopped breathing.
So maybe you want to hold somebody's hand.
It's not scary.
No, I just want her to get, just practice. My experience is when you reveal yourself, when you're really willing to be courageous, most people will meet you. They'll meet you there. Some people won't.
When I get intimate, like I'm sitting here holding her hand, and she's being intimate with me, something somewhere is gonna make them go away.
And who's the person that shuts down?
Me.
And who's the person that maybe had an angry tone when she talked to Chloe's father?
Me.
So it's like you let him in, and you feel it, but then you get scared, and so then you push them away.
I think it's very brave for Josie to realize that she doesn't know how to have appropriate physical affection. She's got to change that. She's got to take the next step.
And I'm going to have you talk to your housemates because I know you have an exercise today.
Okay.
So this gives you an opportunity. You get to be intimate with your housemates today and get your interests met. And you are going to the music studio, Towanda.
Yes! Thank God! I've been praying for this, Jesus.
And I want you to ask yourself about the intimacy that you're willing to share through your music, through your song. How intimate are you willing to be through your music?
That's a very intimate thing for me.
Yes. And be thinking about your feelings and thoughts about intimacy as well as some of your experiences because you're going to share those this evening with Josie. Have a great day.
Yes!
You have your sweater?
As it gets cold.
I'm really excited that Towanda has asked me to go to the studio with her. I've never been to a recording studio, so I'm excited to see what it's like, and I'm really excited to see her sing, because she doesn't sing for us that often.
I'm so glad you can go with me.
I know, it's gonna be exciting.
Yes.
Because of that. I'm really setting the intention to complete my song in one day.
Hi!
There she is.
I'm so happy to see you. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Did you say you weren't sure if your adoption was closed? Did I hear that right? Or you thought it was open? Or...
That's what it was supposed to be. And when they hired the attorney, I sat in the office, and right before I signed the paper, I said, "Now, you're sure this is open and he'll grow up knowing who I am?" And the attorney said yes. And then I went to their house when he was 3.
Then what happened?
It was too painful, and then, you know, that's when my alcoholism became worse and worse, and you know, I didn't contact her until 4 years ago. And then she said that he didn't know. And, you know, that's the last...
And it's possible they could have told him and he just hasn't contacted you for whatever reason.
But
if he couldn't find you or...
Yeah, I want to call her first to find out if she has told him or not.
Right.
Because I want to give her that respect.
Right, right.
And, you know, the hardest thing is that it could open a whole can of worms that, you know, they hate me.
Right.
If they still haven't told him.
Oh, that's true. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Own it. It sounds too sweet.
Towanda is having a hard time hitting a couple of her notes.
So you would come in here. Today, Chloe's finally coming in to listen to the track for the first time, and she's gonna lay down a full vocal, finally, and we're gonna do some harmonies, and I think she wrote some new lyrics, stuff like that. It's got some funk, and then it kicks into the rock part.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right? And then this really goes like... Feeling it? I see this almost like a combination of Mary J. Blige and Pink. You know what I mean? Like Pink in the chorus, but with a lot of like, you know, like ad-libs, kind of like, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Let's crank it on the big speakers and sing it out.
Okay.
Stand up, Chloe.
I'm just loving Sebastian, and I'm loving him even more because he's calling me Chloe. That's my middle name as well as my stage name, and that's just who he knows me by, just Chloe. He doesn't know my first name, he doesn't know my last name, just Chloe, and that's just beautiful because that's the way that I want the world to recognize me.
ending on the second one has to go into the funky part.
Okay.
So we should change
So
that
after
just a bit.
I've always been concerned about being perfect, singing everything on the right key. And today, that's not mattering to me. Being perfect and doing it on the first take is not my concern. And it makes me feel so free to be able to do that. It's like a sigh of relief.
All right, let's chop it up here and make it go. So here I am. You know?
That's hot.
Yeah, just so that it doesn't sound like you're saying the same "here I am" over and over.
Hello. Cassie, how are you?
Oh, a basket.
A basket just for you.
Hope it's a basket of love.
Let's see if this is a basket of love. So how's your second day in the Starting Over house and your first official group?
It was good.
Yeah, good?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
No.
Well, what was that face for? Don't you want to get going?
Yeah, I want to get going.
All right. So tell me some things that you've gained in your life and things you've lost in your life. Give me one of each.
Gained would be sobriety. Lost would be Dustin.
Okay. For every gain you have a loss. So every time you say yes, you're saying no to something else. And every time you say no, you're saying yes to something else. So you said yes to sobriety, and you said no to Dustin. So when you said no to your son, what were you saying yes to?
A better life for him.
What about you? How did you benefit personally?
I didn't.
Did you not have to, you didn't have to worry about Dustin, you didn't have to worry about a kid?
Yeah.
It's burden off you?
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
I guess at the time I gained continuing on my destructive path of alcohol and not having to have responsibility. But everything I gained wasn't good. There wasn't any good gain in it.
So you've judged your gains. You know, yesterday we were talking about defining expectations. This is an exercise to help you start defining some of the things from your past that you have to face. Okay? Cassie's goal in the Starting Over house is to reconnect with her son, and the first step is to define expectations. And I don't think Cassie's ever really been honest with herself about the pros and cons of giving up her son. So now that's her assignment. So when you think of your son and giving him up for adoption, I want you to write down a loss, what you lost, what you lost. And then I want you to tell me what you gained, what you gained.
Okay.
Why do you think I'd have you do this exercise?
To face the decision I made. So what, I'm a terrible person because I made that decision?
Is that what you think I'm saying?
I think I made the right decision.
That's why I want you to give yourself credit for the pros.
Okay.
One benefit was that you didn't have to be responsible for another human being.
Yeah.
You gained that. You gained freedom.
Right.
Could also be a loss. What did you lose? What are the cons?
I lost being able to watch a part of me grow up. I lost being able to be a mom. I lost being able to see his first steps.
Yeah. There's lots of losses, right? And what about some things you gained?
I gained not having him see my alcoholism. I had him not being able to see a very messed up woman.
Tell me what you think.
That's just so awful.
Why do you keep saying that? Why is that
Because I'm a terrible person.
Why? Why are you a terrible person?
Because I couldn't do it.
You made a decision. You gave up your son.
The thing is, I want to do this right. All the gains were not good gains. So...
Do you need support on this then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like you to make an appointment with Josie.
Okay.
And I want you to talk to her about the pros of giving him up for adoption? What were the cons of giving him up for adoption?
I'm putting Cassie and Josie together today because they've been in the same situation, deciding whether or not to give up a baby. Well, even though they've made different choices, I hope they can appreciate each other's decision.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me about this exercise or anything you're feeling right now?
No.
You excited to do it?
No.
Do you want to do it?
No. But I'm going to. It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna do it.
Anyone that sits in the booth must
Sing.
sing.
No, thank you.
You want to hum?
I'll hum.
Okay, so from the top.
Holding back the pain. Don't want to show you all the tears. I have decided there's no more fear.
Own it.
We're doing 2 lines at a time still?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But still, it sounds too sweet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Towanda is having a hard time hitting a couple of her notes.
You hear that correct? Okay.
I think it might be because she's tired, because we've been at the studio for quite some time, but she's insisting that she get it right and finish it, so good for her.
Rockin'. It's gonna be awesome. Come in here.
Holding back the pain. Don't want to show you all the tears. I have decided there's no more fear. Listening to reasons of why I can't control myself. Here I am, just wondering what to do. Never had the chance to say what I needed.
Congrats.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Here I Am is kind of like her arrival onto the scene.
Good job.
Like this would be the one song that would put her on radio and kind of like say like, okay, we've got something different. We've got an urban black rock singer that hasn't been explored much, really. So it's very cool. Chloe, my dear.
Behave yourself.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Josie. I'm here to ask you what you feel my gains and my losses are for giving up Dustin. And like Rhonda says, every time you have a loss, you gain something also.
Okay, the pro is that you've learned how to take care of yourself, you're working on yourself, and you've decided that you're not gonna be selfish and, you know, maybe do something that you think could jeopardize the safety and health of your child, which is why I think you gave him up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the con to that is that you lost a part of your soul and a part of your well-being at the same time. It's like a double-edged sword on that. When you were trying to gain your self-will and your self-being, but at the same time you lost half of it.
Exactly.
A good thing to it is that the family helped get you the professional help in a proper legal way of doing an adoption. But at the same time, I think that that's a con too, because I feel like they shafted you and they did it on their terms, because if you think about it, if somebody bought you a lawyer when they're doing something that's to protect themselves, that was never a protection for you. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to make you feel stupid or dumb.
No, you're not making me feel bad. The whole situation makes me feel bad.
What makes you feel bad about your
Because
situation?
I feel like I was so naive that I didn't even understand reading the contract. And all I could say before I signed it was, "Are you sure this means he'll grow up knowing who I am?" And the attorney said yes. Well, if I was smarter and read what it said or kept the papers or whatever, you know, I couldn't look at those papers. I couldn't look at them because it hurt so bad that I had to let those papers go.
Cassie, honey.
And I feel bad that I'm this terrible person that I don't even know what I signed.
Cassie, honey,
And do I even have the right to even ask him to reconnect with me? Do I have that right? Because I don't want to cause anybody any pain. I know what it feels like.
Scoot over. You didn't know any better, okay?
I just don't want him to hate me.
Cassie, he doesn't hate you.
And I don't want to continue hating myself.
Don't hate yourself. You did what was best for you. Okay? You did what you thought was best. It's all you knew, Cassie. Okay?
Okay. The way she just opened up her arms to me and gave me that hug, I'll never forget that. You know what makes me feel the best? Is that you're the toughest person in the house. And for you to tell me today what you told me, that you don't judge me, that's like proof that I'm not as bad as I thought I was. You know, she could have judged me. She kept her child. She could have condemned me, but she didn't. And I'll never, ever be able to repay her for that.
Well, it's been real, T.
Yeah, it's been real.
Hi. Jen. Guess what?
Did you finish your
My
song?
song is done!
What?
Is it here tonight?
What?
Jen.
I love my song, and it's something that I've done by myself without the help of anyone in my family. Just me.
The name of the song is Here I Am. It's just really hot, and I just can't wait for you all to hear it. Here I am, just wondering what to do. They'll have chance to say what I needed. I've been pretending that I can't take it anymore. So here I am, standing strong.
My song is finished.
All the vocals?
All the vocals.
How long were you in the studio?
4.5 hours, and I finished the whole song in 4.5 hours.
Oh, and you like it?
Mm-hmm. And Jennifer went with me for support.
Good. Most African Americans in the music industry are expected and encouraged to move towards R&B, soul, rock, even gospel. Now, Towanda wants to be a rock alternative star, and there aren't many people of color in that genre. So I'm not really sure what the prospects are for her.
There aren't many African. In fact, you can name them. Lenny Kravitz, Jimi Hendrix.
Dionne Farris.
Okay.
It's not many.
Okay, and why is that?
Because the entertainment business is very racist.
Yeah.
Very. So for me, for my challenges with that, I want to bridge that gap. I want to be able to just come out to be played on MTV because African Americans have to be popular first on BET and on radio and on SoundScan, and then you wait for a slot and then you be played on MTV.
So you think that because you're singing in this genre, that you'd make it to MTV and that your color won't be an issue?
Exactly.
How do you live in that? In the discovery of your true self, the first thing you have to deny is your blackness. Or play it down, or how do you do that?
I will never play down or discredit or feel that I have a problem because of the color of my skin.
Great.
Right.
Because that's really what I want to talk about. This whole issue about the race piece that came up.
You said black men are possessive and they have too much grease in their hair. That's what you said.
Well, is that what I said? I don't even remember.
That's
I
what
was
you
so nervous.
I mean,
walking
was
out
I the
there.
only one who heard her say that?
I believe I said that because I do feel that way. I'm not, whenever I touch black men's hair, I do. I feel like it's greasy and I don't want to do that.
You didn't have 30 seconds to say, Towanda, hey, can you come here for a minute? I need to talk to you really, really fast. I just need to tell you something
I didn't really think that it would come into a big deal because it is ultimately
It's not a big deal to you.
Yeah.
However, it's a big deal for me. Is it because he's black that he has greasy hair. There are Hispanics who have greasy hair. There are white people who have greasy hair. So I believe she shouldn't have made such a general statement in that way.
Why not just say, oh, she doesn't date black men?
Because for me, it was like, okay, you all are having secret conversations in the car, and if Sommer really felt this way, then I should have been the person that she should have come to say, hey, Towanda, I just wanted to let you know, blah, 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 duck, duck.
Were you offended?
Uh-huh.
Hello, I'm a black woman. I see the racial undertones constantly in my life, and I'm tired of it. Tired. Had it up to here. Tired of it.
Next on Starting Over, Cassie reveals a painful part of her past.
I lost a part of myself. I never even told anyone that I did this.
Kim receives the one assignment she tried to avoid.
You're just so calm, and then you just drop a bomb. I am really nervous about this. I am scared to death.
And a controversy escalates.
I'm really feeling the tension.
What do we have to talk about, T? What do we talk about racism again?
Yes.
I'm about to get attacked.